Evening all, it's Louise here with another episode of Straighten Your Crown Tarot. Yes, I've been absent for some time, and yes, I've lost all the subscribers that subscribed the last time I was on. Unfortunately, it's something that I cannot help. I probably am going to be a little bit hit and miss for a little while longer. I'm getting there, but not quick enough. I think for anybody who's had any sort of health crisis, you seem to think that you're doing all right, and it's like 2 steps forward and 3 back, and that's the position I'm in at the moment. But hey ho, I'm not going to whinge about it. I'm just going to try and get on with it as best I can. So please forgive me if my readings are coming up quite intermittently, and might be wide gaps in between readings, but as soon as I feel able, I am here as soon as I feel like I'm able to do that. Just to explain something, sometimes when you are ill and your energies are down, your body's energies are like you're fighting something quite serious. Your ability to be intuitive can sort of escape you, and especially when you are really, really ill and there's that much stuff that's sort of taking over your body, it also starts to take over your ability to tap in, because the negativity creeps in, and it's difficult to be in gratitude and trying to be on a fairly high frequency when you are feeling so rubbish. Anyway, that's it for now. So this reading, we've had such a lot of stuff happen since my last reading. It's just too numerous to name, and it just seems to be the MO of the Labour Party and politics in general right now, where every day that goes by there's another thing. Just as you think it can't get any worse, something else comes along. Since the last reading, we've had the diabolical budget and the David Lammy and all the sort of lying about the black hole and oh god, there's all sorts of stuff. It's just too numerous to name. I feel as though that sort of my sort of message today would be that this sort of thing is going to escalate for a time, but I think we are coming to an end point. And what I mean by that is we've had a lot of crazy ideas flying around, and the progressive sort of ideas that have run away with people, and they've sort of been quite authoritarian in the respect of trying to make everybody else believe stuff that's just unbelievable. But those sorts of ideas always have a very short shelf life, and I feel like the shelf life is fast progressing to an end date, and I do think we are going to come to an end point soon. But what reading am I doing today, I hear you ask? Well, I'm doing a reading today about a man called David Polden, or better known as Zach Polanski, the leader of the Green Party, because he's one of those progressives that spout quite a lot of stuff that makes no sense. And he is very gaslighty, and he is very hard left, if you like. But the Green Party is sort of gaining traction. And if you look at polls, polls over the last few weeks, the Green Party has become quite popular. And I think there is a danger. And if I'm seeing the danger now, what's the danger going to be like in 2029? I'm seeing a huge, huge danger that the Labour Party and other left-leaning parties are going to align with one another. I have said this before in previous readings from a long time ago, that the danger is that the right aren't joined up. They're not joining up. There's an ego issue on the right, and the left will join together just to get in power and stay there. And if that happens, I fear that we are pretty screwed, because momentum, we'll just get the same stuff again. It'll just become more authoritarian, because that's the trajectory. This is the direction of travel, and it seems to be a sort of direction that we're going to be traveling in for a few more years yet. Although it is, people are waking up to that one. Keeps falling, so I'm going to take it. People are waking up to it, but just too slowly. I think the right needs to sort of put their egos to one side and start to stick together a bit more. The tarot cards are the Tarot of Mystical Moment by Catherine Welch-Stein, and the oracle cards are the Oracle of Mystical Moments by Catherine Welch-Stein. We have Eva, number 16. Right, well, why have we got Eva coming out of that right now? Let me just tell you something. This card kept falling out of the tarot deck. This is the oracle deck. So, and please believe me when I tell you this, all these cards have been put all the right way around. They've been shuffled. They've all been put together. They've all been counted. So I don't know how that one's ended up in this deck. Well, I do know why this one's ended up in this deck. It's because it needs to be read again. And I think we've had this one before, number 10. And I said last time I don't like the look of it. And I still don't like the look of it. So what can we glean from this card? I don't remember it, because last time I did a reading, I was sort of on the cusp of being in hospital again. So we've got, this card shows the tender and sensitive flower fairy. Oh no, I'm reading number 10. God, what's wrong with me? Oh, can you tell them how to practice? Eva. One of the jungle steps. Out of the jungle steps a woman, half of her body covered in exotic plants and flowers. A snake wriggles around her neck. The woman presents herself like a sweet fruit to be picked. She offers excitement and novelty, but be careful. Her kiss could be as toxic as the bite of a snake. Like the deceitful friend or lover, her unreadable countenance masks her true intentions. Well, if that's depicting Zach Polanski, that's the feeling I get from him. Quite gaslighty. He's very famous for being a hypnotist. Now, I'm a qualified hypnotherapist. I'm an advanced hypnotherapist. But there are shysters out there. And I have a feeling that Zach Polanski, aka David Polden, was one of those shyster hypnotherapists, because he did tell someone that he could grow the size of their breasts through hypnotism, which is, of course, bullshit. So he's, quite aptly named the Tit Whisperer. Deception. There's a deception about him. So, he's not very bright. He may be a little bit bright, but he's very well spoken. He is articulate, and that's something that's been lacking in the Green Party for a while. But they seem to have ditched the green sort of agenda, and a lot of people will vote for the Green Party without actually looking at the policies, because they think it's the Green Party, it's all about the environment. This is the problem we've got. People aren't engaged in politics. I know my subscribers are engaged with politics. Most of them are engaged in what's going. Oh, here we go. We've got one the wrong way around. With my subscribers, generally are very engaged and informed where politics is concerned. But most people aren't. Most people don't really take any notice. It's only when the pockets hit or their environment is changed beyond recognition that people start trying to figure out what's gone on. Now, this is what I've got another one. This is what I mean about the tide is about to turn, because we're all affected by the changes. If you're not affected by the demographics changes, the rapid demographic changes, you might be affected by the rising crime rate. If you're not affected by the rising crime rate, you're going to be affected by the cost of living, the rise of the cost of living. And no matter how much they tell you that we've got sort of living wage has gone up, well, you're just going to get taxed more. And if you're not affected by cost of living, you're going to be affected by the cost of your gas and electricity bill. And if you're not affected by that at some point, you will be affected by the incompetence and the dangerous NHS. Because right now the NHS is very, very dangerous because no one can be seen. There seems to be that no one can get to be seen, even if you are in a dire situation. And I think it possibly might depend on where you live. It might depend on the city or the town that you live in, or how far away your nearest hospital is, or what sort of, how many consultants that they haven't filled the posts for, and shortages, staff shortages, and all that kind of thing. The fact that people can't get to see a doctor, so they stop bothering. So what I'm trying to say is, these problems that we've been seeing coming before they actually hit us for a long time, people are going to see the problems, because sooner or later, I think it's going to be sooner, these problems are going to start hitting people where it hurts. People who wouldn't ordinarily take notice of what's happening in the political arena. So we've got the King of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So where Zach Polanski is concerned, don't forget we've got this Eva card here. So I'm trying to read this off this deception card. This is a deceiver. So I would say Zach Polanski is a bit of a deceiver. He's a bullshitter. But the thing is, I don't know if he's an air sign. I don't know. I haven't looked anything up. But because he's got this King of Swords out of the gate depicting him, I would say that he's very astute and articulate. And that's what's carried him thus far. But I'm also thinking he's also quite flighty. And I think what these cards are trying to tell me is that it wouldn't really matter what party he belonged to. And it wouldn't, I think he's flighty. I think he's a bit like Keir Starmer in many ways, where Keir Starmer's like a chameleon. He'll change his opinions and what he says at the drop of a hat, depending on what makes him the most popular. And I'm getting that feeling from Zach Polanski. Now, I don't like him at all. When I see him, before he even speaks, there's something in his eyes that I don't like. Like when I see Keir Starmer, I see dead behind the eyes. No empathy, no sympathy. He hasn't got a heart. Zach Polanski reminds me of I see the snake in Jungle Book, and I don't ask me why, and it's got nothing to do with the dodgy teeth. You know, he's got teeth like scattered gravestones. Why he's never had them done, I'll never know. However, that's beside the point, and it's superficial, I know. He strikes me as someone who can be very, very sly and underhand. Now, whether he's got an air sign quality about him is irrelevant, but he's acting. I'm seeing the shadow side of the King of Swords here. Somebody who can be rather stabby in the back, but in a very strategic kind of way. I think he's going to stop. I think when he hits headier heights, he's going to start dropping people, and sort of branching out to whatever and whoever he thinks will make him the most popular. There's an ego about this man. It's a really big ego about this man. But there are opportunities coming up for him. And I'm saying that because of the Ace of Pentacles. There is a new opportunity coming here. And I don't know whether this is going to be a sideways move. I don't know whether this is going to be a political opportunity or a business opportunity for him. But he's definitely going to be working with other parties in order to get a majority. Now, I know Reform are doing really, really well right now in the polls. And I know the Conservatives have sort of lost a lot, but they're starting to gain 1 or 2 points here and there. But that's not enough. It's not enough. And now we've got Rupert Lowe coming out with his Great Yarmouth First Party. I love Rupert Lowe, but I don't know why he's done that. I don't know why he's done that. I'm sure I'll see the sense in it at some point, but I don't know why he's done that, because that's just one area. It's not a party, but he's decided to turn it into a party. But Zach Polanski is sneaky. I'm seeing the shadow side. There are opportunities coming up for him, but it's working with others. And I'm seeing a red brick wall. And I'm hearing that we'll keep the red flag flying here. And I think that's the song they all sing at the Labour Party conference. So I think he's going to align with Labour. Or the left, shall we say. And then at the end of the row, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So this is like he's going to be very successful. He is going to be very successful, but it's going to be through sleight of hand, through mental gymnastics, and he's like I say, he's got a talent for speaking. He's articulate. And then we've got, I feel weird, the Ace of Wands. Now, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm getting he's about to write a book. He's about to write a book. The Two of Cups, that's his middle card, partnership. Yeah, he is, and the Empress. Right. I've got David Polden, aka Zach Polanski. I think he's going to write the Red Rose. I'm seeing all of a sudden I'm seeing all this red. Now I'm hearing playbook. He's taking inspiration from the Labour playbook. He's going to partner up with Labour. They're going to partner up with Labour, but not the middle ground Labour or the right-leaning Labour. He's going to partner up with the hard left of Labour. Now, whether that's the Your Party, it could be the Your Party, or whether that's the left-leaning members, the far left-leaning members of the Labour Party that's still in the Labour Party. That's what he's going to do. And he's going to grow. He's basically going to grow his presence. He's going to grow his popularity. And that's because the one thing the left are good at, and that's amalgamating. But the right are really shit at it because the egos get in the way. Then we've got the Fool in reverse. We've got the Lovers in reverse. Oh, that's interesting. So, right, so this is his intention then. So what I'm getting from this, recapping, he is going to go into partnership. There is a partnership here. His intention is to grow the party, to grow his presence, to grow his popularity, to grow voters. But for Zach Polanski, he's not attacking this with fresh eyes. He's going down the this isn't a new journey for him. This is something he's done before. So I think maybe he's done something before in order to gain popularity, and it hasn't quite worked, but now he's learnt the lessons of that. So he's no longer naive and fresh-faced and attacking this with fresh eyes and a fresh outlook. He's not. He knows exactly where he's going, and that's because he's so sneaky. This man is really sneaky. Very, very underhand, very deceptive person. But his ego, his persona, he's going to get these parties to join the Greens or an alliance of some description. There's definitely alliance on the card, but we've got this Lovers card here, which in the Lovers is also about partnership. The Two of Cups is about choice and partnership. The Lovers is about choice and partnership, but it's in reverse. So I'm saying here that he's going to do something that's really going to piss him off. What I'm seeing here is Zach Polanski has got a plan, a strategy to amalgamate the hard left so that he can become the leader. And he's the one with, so that he can get all the accolades and he's going to be all over the television, blah, 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 get the big bucks. I see a book coming out of him as well at some point, but it's not going to wash. And the reason why it's not going to wash is because whichever leader of what other parties trying to join forces with, this could be Lib Dems even, also wants to be in the same position. And so in the end, it's all going to fall apart. I think it's going to fall apart. Let's have a look. What's the outcome for this, please? Is Zach Polanski going to amalgamate the hard left and then be successful? We've got the Emperor in reverse. No, we're not. He's not. In this upright position, the Emperor is someone who's a really good commander-in-chief, if you like, a head of a military operation, someone who's so strategic, someone who actually knows every piece on the chessboard, knows, someone who could play like a chess master. He's not, because he's not going to be the Emperor. He's not going to be the head of this attempt at amalgamating a party. It's not going to happen. He's going to get so far, and it's going to look like he's going to do it, and it's going to look like reform and the right are literally going to get blown out of the water. But then there's something here, and it feels very much like a controversy, and I don't know why, but it feels like some sort of controversy. Or it could be that he writes a book and something that comes out in that book is picked up on and ends up being frowned upon. I'm seeing a book coming out of him though. Really am. Shall we do a predictions? Feel a bit dizzy now, so let's just do a quick predictions. Oh, and then I'm going. I might not be in the live chat. I'll try my best to be in the live chat. We'll have to just see how it goes. Let's have a predictions. Zach Polanski, David Polden, Green Party leader. David Polden, Green Party leader. David Polden. David Polden. I'm saying his real name because Zach Polanski is just the name that he fancies himself to be. I don't even know why he gave himself that name. Why can't it just be David Polden? Or I don't know whether it's just too plain for him. I don't know, but there's something in that name. There's something in the name. This change of name is significant in some way, and I don't know what that is. We've got classified knowledge and duties keep quiet. Okay. I'm wondering if he's going to write something, like I said, a book, or say something that shouldn't be said, that shouldn't be out in the public domain. I wonder if I think at some point he's going to get too confident and he's going to blurt something out that he shouldn't blurt out. And it's part of his oath to Parliament. It goes against that. I think he's going to say something. He's going to let some information out. But it's not going to be a deliberate thing. He's going to do it as a slip of the tongue because he's not as clever as he thinks he is. He's not as well put together as he would like everybody else to think he is. He's just sneaky and he's got ambition. And it's all for the wrong reasons. It's all for the wrong reasons. I'm wondering if he's a Fabian, or in some sort of secret society. I wonder if he's in some sort of secret society. And I think at some point he's going to let the cat out of the bag. And that's going to be the catalyst to collapse it all. And then we've got Mosquito Airborne. Right. Yeah. I think he's going to let some information slip. He doesn't mean to do it, but he's got privileged information. And it feels like he's going to let some information, he's going to let the cat out of the bag in a heated debate. It's almost like the plan that we were never supposed to know about, but we've all got a bloody good idea, if you know what I mean, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And then that sends that information buzzing all around the world. It feels like the information he's going to let out is feeling it like an infection. It's going to get into everybody's bloodstream. It's going to get under everybody's skin. It's going to annoy the fuck out of everybody. It's going to niggle everyone. But I think he might be... I think he might be the beginning of the end of the progressive, ridiculous ideas that have been... what's the word? Oh, all the ridiculous stuff to do with trans. Why they can't just be trans and that's it. Let's leave it there. We don't have to indoctrinate everybody. You know, when he's going into the things like that, going into schools, the open borders thing, because he's an advocate for open borders. These ridiculous progressive ideas that don't do anybody any good. He's going to let the cat out of the bag about why these ideas are being pressed on us. And that's going to send the infection all around the world. And what I mean by infection is, like, it's going to get under everybody's skin. Even those who are asleep are going to be up itching about. They're going to be up itching and scratching over information that's going to go. But it feels like this information is there's going to be an attempt to stop it, to stop the spread of what he's just said, but it is going to go around the world. And I think he's going to be the one that's going to what's the word? Expose the whole agenda out in the open. You know, for so long, a lot of us have been told we're all tin hat people, we're all like conspiracy theorists, we're all gone mental, you're all saying this stupid conspiracy, it's all conspiracy, you're all nutcases. Well, he seems to be the one that's going to confirm that we're not. And all those who've been spouting about us all being nutcases are going to be very needled by that. Because they will have been made to look like idiots for not paying attention. Anyway, that's your David Polden, Zach Polanski, the Tit Whisperer video. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I'm feeling a bit rough now, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm going. Take care. Ta-ra!